So, have you ever had a friend or a family member who wanted to prove to you that your partner, your spouse, boyfriend, whomever it was, girlfriend, was no good? And they went through any lengths, including setting that partner up so that you could see how bad they were with your own eyes. Have you ever had that? Well, you need a friend like Toya from Married to Medicine because, baby, she can't stand Curtis. So, what's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. I need every single one of y'all to bump up the thumbs up right now, share the video. That's how others find me here on YouTube. And make sure you are following me on all my platforms because I got some audio over there, never heard before audio. And we'll talk about it in just a second, okay? But yeah, let me put my artwork up real quick. Y'all know how I do over here. So we are talking about Married to Medicine. We got Curtis and Dr. Heavenly Child. We're going to talk about what's going on with them right now all over social media. We are also going to give a part two, catch up with Wanda J. Blige and what she has going on with the blogger. Okay, we'll talk about that. And I have some other stories for y'all. So yeah, stick around for everything. Okay. Y'all see the scroll at the bottom of the screen. This is my opinion. All opinions are alleged, but I am about to back it up. Okay, so let's get to it. First, I'm going to give y'all a catch up from yesterday. Let me put this up real quick. Y'all see this picture? Jonathan Majors. Okay, so yesterday I gave y'all a story where I said, listen, Jonathan has come out during his DV classes that he's taking in New York. It's a part of his sentencing, right? He had that case with Grace Jabari. Well, anyway, some new audio has been released. There's a lot of people who said, we've heard the audio with him and Grace Jabari. We saw the actual video of him running from Grace Jabari. And we don't feel like he's done anything wrong. That man was set up. Okay. Well, y'all, interestingly enough, new audio has dropped that is actually Jonathan admitting to putting hands on Grace. So let's look at it. If you guys have not heard the audio, you can check it out on my IG stories, okay? It does belong to Rolling Stone, so I do not want to take the risk of playing it here and having my channel struck, but I will read the words to you. And if you want to listen to Jonathan admitting to that, go ahead and follow me over there on IG. So this story is coming by way of the Jasmine brand. And they are saying that, yeah, Jonathan actually admitted to putting his hands firmly around his ex-girlfriend's throat and squeezing. Okay, so y'all know what that is, right? They said that the audio comes from Rolling Stone, which I just told you, and it was reportedly recorded after the violent altercation between Majors and Jabari in September of 2022. In an exchange, Jabari confronts Majors about the alleged attack, where she claims that he had slammed her into the car and then dragged her inside of a home and, like I said, put his hands around her throat, okay? And Majors actually admitted to that, saying that he was ashamed. He said, I'm ashamed. He said, I have never been aggressive with a woman before. I've never aggressed a woman. I aggressed you. And then Jabari basically, gives the details. She said, not only did you aggress me, sir, she said you strangled and you pushed her against the car. Majors acknowledges that he did these things, saying, yes, all of those things are under aggressed. Yes, I did that. So, you guys, this is all coming after the lawsuit had been filed in March of 2023. It was actually settled in November, and Majors was found guilty of harassment, DV, in a separate trial. Okay. So what are y'all thoughts on this? This is all coming out now. How do you feel about it? Are there still people supporting him? Is there anybody who thinks that maybe Megan Good should slow her roll? Y'all know that Megan and Jonathan are engaged, right? I don't know. Yeah, this is an interesting turn of events. And if this audio came out, chances are more audio may roll down the pipe. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. So let's get into some RHOP news. Y'all already know that Bravo put that show on ice. They are doing a revamp, child. Pause filming. It was supposed to go right on in to the next season. They already, felt really good about moving forward. At least that's what Giselle Bryant made it seem like. Like, girl, we about to be filming in a few weeks. Well, it looks like Bravo put the kibosh on all of that. But Mia be lying. She is coming out and letting people know that her and Ink are Instagram official. And it looks like they have Andy Cohen's blessing, child. They were over there in Florida. That's Ink in them sunglasses. He will wear them sunglasses at night. It wasn't there a song, I wear my sunglasses at night. Ink has them sunglasses on all the time. And Mia dressed in red. Andy Cohen's in the center. And Mia is now calling herself Mia, and Ink is now calling themselves Mink, M-I-N-C. Okay. She has given the two of them a damn IG name, a social media name, like she's J-Lo or something. So she said, Ink will always make his mark, and then put a little pin at the end of it, a pin emoji. Look at this. They also caught up with Kyle Cook from Bravo's Summer House. They were all together, I guess, probably ran into each other at dinner or something. And decided to take some photos. So Mia wants people to know she is not going to live in shame, child. She's going to live out loud with her man, and that is Ink. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, if you even care. I just thought it was interesting that she is now calling herself Mink, M-I-N-C. She didn't even give herself a name with Gordon. You know what I'm saying? Gordon got to feel some kind of way. Y'all talk to me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about that. So next up is Married to Medicine. I don't know if you guys have heard the rumors, but right now things are circulating where they're saying that Married to Medicine is going to be the next show paused, right? So we already had RHOP paused. They paused RHOA for a while before they started filming again, trying to get the things okay with Portia and bringing in, all the new cast members. But now they're saying that Married to Medicine may be under reconstruction as well. So we are about to start the reunion next week. I think it will officially end. Married to Medicine, the current season 11, will officially close on April 6th. And they're saying that when it does shut down, it's going to shut down for a revamp, a possible revamp. So we shall see what happens next. But when I tell y'all, I feel like Toya may have thrown out a bone last night on Watch What Happens Live that had to do with Jackie and Curtis. Okay, so I don't know if y'all had an opportunity to see it. Let me put the picture up real quick. Here is Toya on Watch What Happens Live, came on right after Married to Medicine. And she basically put Dr. Jackie's husband, Curtis, on blast by saying that he is way too touchy-feely with the ladies of Married to Medicine. She said basically he has put his hands where they don't belong on several of the women on the cast, okay? And it all started when Andy Cohen asked Toya how she felt about this picture right here. This picture was on the show during the Georgetown segment of that episode. And if you cannot see it, child, first of all, I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable with how Curtis is standing behind Dr. Heavenly. Why does it look like Your body is firmly pressed up against her back and behind. That is a problem for me. But he also has his hand on her hip while he has his other hand on his wife, Dr. Jackie's shoulder. Now, Heavenly's face, to me, looks like she's uncomfortable. It looks like she is mortified. It looks like she is trying to find the words to say, get the fuck off of me. Okay. But I think this may have been when they were in Africa. They were supposed to be doing some charity work there. But anyway, Andy Cohen asked Toya what she thought about it. And Toya said that Curtis has a bad habit of putting his hands on a lot of women. And then she said he did it to me, which we should all remember that. That was embarrassing as hell. But she said he did it to me. And she said that Curtis needs to learn how to keep his hands in his pockets. Okay. Now, I should say this before she actually answered Andy's question, she looked dead in the camera and she said, I'm sorry, Jackie. I'm sorry, Jackie. Okay. So even that lets us know that Toya's the type of friend that she's going to bust your ass out. She don't care. She don't care. That's why I asked y'all that question at the beginning. Have you ever had a friend? Hell, you might be the friend who, when you know that somebody's partner is always doing something inappropriate and you kind of deny it, they'll, I need you to see this shit with your own eyes. Well, Toya did it again. The first time she did it was actually on the show. Do y'all remember this? Hold on, let me find it, child. Here we go. Do y'all remember this? This is Toya with her behind in Curtis's goatee face ass lap. Okay? Do y'all remember this? Toya ended up walking past Curtis and she kind of stops right in front of him, but her backside was facing his face. Okay? Do y'all remember that? I wish I could remember the episode. I'm going to try to find it and put it on my IG story so y'all can see it from the beginning to the end. But she stood there for a second, and then Curtis grabbed her by the waist and sat her down in his lap. Now, Toya's husband was in the building. Dr. Jackie was in the building. Everybody is there. In fact, child, let me see if I can see. Everybody kind of gasps when it happens. I don't know if you can see the guy in red. That is Dr. G. He got his mouth like, what? Okay, he is about to say what? If you can't see it, like zoom in. But Toya sat there for several uncomfortable seconds until Dr. Heavenly said, Toya, get your big ass out of that man's lap. Okay. And after she says that, Toya gets up. But in confessional with Dr. Eugene, her husband, sitting right beside her, Toya said, yeah, I did that on purpose because Dr. Jackie needs to see this shit. Okay. So I was like, girl, what? Okay. I could not believe it, child, but y'all talk to me. Y'all talk to me in the comments. I don't know. Toya may be trying to secure a storyline moving forward because we haven't seen Curtis a lot for season 11 on Married to Medicine, right? We haven't seen him that much. We didn't see him season 10 either. But I think she might be saying, Jackie, you got to do something about this. Like, you're not doing anything. We've all voiced our opinions about this in many different ways. Get a hold of it. And this will definitely beef up Jackie's storyline. We haven't had a whole lot from her since the whole Curtis cheating and then, bringing him back into the fold. And you guys, to be honest, this scene happened when Dr. Jackie was trying to mend things with Curtis. The two of them were trying to work things out. He had been out of the house. She thought she was divorcing and then brought him back in and brought him directly back in the show. So, wow. Talk to me. Let me know what y'all think. Also, tell me, have you ever had a friend who did something like that to you? Friend or family member? Or have you been the friend or the family member who has, tried to get somebody's attention? Snap out of it, girl. Come on. Talk to me. All right, moving on to the next. Speaking of storylines, let's talk about LAMH real quick because according to Anthony Lofty's, Wanda may have tried to use him for a storyline. That's what he's saying right now. If y'all have not been paying attention, the two of them have been going back and forth, and hell, a lot of bloggers actually are in on this right now. But Wanda went live last night. She ended up pushing her button, child, and had her mouth open the entire time, screaming and talking, fussing and cussing, child, saying that she believed that Anthony showed up at the event expecting to film, and then she tried to give a list of reasons why. And to be honest, she got herself caught up. You could tell that she wasn't being 100% truthful. Now, I don't know if maybe she just misconstrued some dates and times and things like that, but what she said did not match up with the receipts, both audio receipts, timestamps for phone calls, as well as some text messages. So she may have forgotten that those things went down, but child, they were played and shown, and they did not make her look like she was telling the truth. But there was two things that she said on her live that was really interesting. Number one, she said that there was another blogger or bloggers that were invited to the event and showed up. She said it was Courtney and Eddie. And she ended up calling Courtney on the phone to kind of help her confirm or verify, have her side on what was going on. Did I invite you? Did I tell you you were going to film? And she was like, yes, you invited me. Yes, we came out to support you. No, you did not tell me you were going to film. And then Wanda said, did you take any pictures or recordings? And I think she was saying that to say, listen, if you were there, you knew better than to take pictures or recordings because we were filming and that wasn't allowed. And when she said that, unfortunately, Courtney said, yes. Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. Courtney told what she believed to be the truth. Well, she was telling the truth. She said, yes, I did take pictures, which is not what Wanda was expecting her to say. And you could tell, like, her entire voice and energy changed. Like, okay, like, girl, like, you weren't supposed to take any. That would be a violation of what was going on the set. So I was like, Wanda, damn. You are you might be the next one off the show. But that was the first thing. So you could tell that her voice, she sounded very dejected, like the winds went right out of her sails. Okay. She didn't know that she was taking pictures. So her whole point was Anthony was taking pictures and he was being disrespectful and he shouldn't have been. And you, the blogger that I invited, also, who was respectful, knew not to take pictures. But she said she did take them. Okay. The second thing that she said, well, the second thing that was brought out, not that necessarily was said, but that was brought out. Y'all know that they do hours worth of filming, like hundreds of hours worth of filming within a season to give you a few minutes on screen because they got to cut things down and make an hour, and not even an hour, it's 40 something minutes of a show, right? So Wanda has to ensure that her scene makes the cut. She wants that scene to be on the show. Now, this is according to Anthony Lofty's, and he said that he believes that Wanda gave him a time that was pretty much lined up to a time that Destiny was coming, and he believes that he was set up so that Destiny could have a really bad reaction to his being there. So if y'all did not know, there was some bad blood between Destiny and Anthony Lofty's. Anthony went to Destiny's open house that was hosted by Chris Fletcher. Chris was there. He was the realtor for the house when they had it up for sale. And Anthony went through the house and had filmed some things or whatever. And there was a lot of people who was like, you shouldn't have did that. He ended up apologizing for it. And I think he said he apologized to Destiny too, but that doesn't mean that they're besties and that she would want him there. And Anthony's aware of that, but child, when he saw it, he was like, why would you, put me in a situation to be here knowing that she was going to be there? So he thinks that he was set up. And he ended up playing an audio where you can hear Wanda say, I want you to come and talk your shit, right? So was Wanda trying to make sure her scene made the cut for the show? We don't know. We'll have to see, because it looks like the Love and Marriage Huntsville producers are being real serious about people not talking. And this started all the way back with Kiki. We know that. We all saw, what happened with Kiki, and people kept asking her, girl, you allowed to talk about this because you are filming, right? We heard that people had to sign documents saying that they would not talk to bloggers, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we shall see what happens next, child. I don't know. Like I said, Wanda may have had her grand opening and her grand closing last week, Wednesday, when it came to being on the show. But y'all talk to me in the comments, okay? Let me know what y'all think about all of this. Please and thank you. Don't forget to follow me on all my platforms at DYANAROZAY. Bump up the thumbs up, share the video, okay? I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.